Hey, yo, it's time for recess. Dale has a situation that happened to him the other day. He was filling me in about it, but we kind of want to get some advice from you guys and see what you guys think. So, Dale, go ahead. Let's see what
All
you
right.
got.
All right. So obviously people like to do activities on the weekends. I was hiking. I live in Los Angeles. So you know
You're cool, bro. We get it. You live in LA.
so there's obviously celebrities out here when you're doing something and every day moving here from a small town is definitely a different vibe. But so all right, so I was hiking, I was by myself, and I saw these two girls kind of right in front of me, and nothing, obviously, one of them looked cute, and I just like I wasn't thinking much of it. So it was almost towards the end of the trail. I was getting ready to walk back to my
Wait, hold
car.
up. Were you like following them?
Okay, I wasn't like trying to follow
Like
them.
some Ted Bundy shit?
They were
Or
also
what?
they were also just kind of leaving the trail also. But the one girl had a dog, and I'm walking, and I kind of just look at the one girl, and I was like, I kind of recognize her, and I was like, wait, I was like, I follow this girl on Instagram, and obviously I live in Los Angeles, so there's a lot of
How many times are you going to say it, bro? We
okay,
get
I'm
it.
just saying, there's different types of celebrity, I guess. There's like the superstars, the supermodels, and everything. And this girl, she was more. I know she's like she used to be on like a reality TV show, and she just does like Instagram brands, social media, like clothing ads, and stuff like that. Like she's not like super famous, but obviously she has a lot of followers and people know who she is. So now I'm thinking, I was like, dude, this girl is so cute, and I was like, okay, what do I say to just like to start a conversation because
You
I'm,
just say hi.
but like I don't know. I think that's weird though at
You
times.
say
Like
hi, bro. What do you mean?
I don't know. She's with her friend, which I get. Obviously, that can be the high is a somewhat of a decent icebreaker because it's pretty normal and you can't come off as a super weirdo. But so I don't know. We were kind of walking on the trail. She kind of stopped. She had a dog and she was with her friend, and I like kind of threw my water bottle out near them, and I now looking back at it, I probably should have said something about her dog because girls obviously love dogs, and that's
Easy conversation
I
starter.
know, but I just like I don't know. I'm not
Well,
the
let me ask you real quick. Was it a good looking dog or was this thing a little rat looking?
it wasn't the best looking dog to be honest. It was like a smaller dog. It was white. It kind of was like one of those like wishbone dogs from way back in the day. It had that like brown spot in its eye. I kind of forget exactly what
I don't know
uh,
what you're talking about.
they were called, but no, I don't know. They look, but I don't know. I just don't know exactly how to
All right, hold up. Let
approach.
me let me stop you right there, right? Like I said before, I think your number one thing is, dude, just say hi, right? Like you can catch a vibe from whether or not she's interested or not just by saying hello. And if she's not interested, you'll know very well. Just keep walking, pal, because she'll say hi and just kind of look away or whatever the case may be. But if she smiles, right, gives you a little like smirk, like hey, like one of those, and she's like happy that you said hello, you can get that vibe from her. You'll know, all right, I got to start a conversation with this girl,
What
right?
do
So
I?
you by just saying hello, you just catch that vibe of whether or not she's interested, and then from there, at that point, you started a conversation already. You're almost forced into coming up with something else to say because that first initial thing, that first interaction is that key interaction that's going to get you moving forward to this person that you're interested in.
But
Okay.
I get, but some people are just friendly. If someone's saying hi to me, and whether you're attractive, ugly, I don't know, it could be anyone. I'm probably gonna say hi back. Doesn't mean I want to have a conversation with you, especially in city. People are rude in different parts of the country. But I think I don't know. What do I say after hi? Like hi is a good conversation starter if it's gonna be a passing by. I don't know. I just at that point it's gonna be like, oh, like how are you? And
I
it's just
just
like
think, listen, I just think that first initial, any first initial thing that you say, whether it's hi, whatever it is, it's the hardest part to get out because that fear of like rejection or that fear of failure. Number one, there should be no fear of that because if you're gonna go and say hello to someone, right, and they're gonna say no, who cares? Who
yeah.
cares? I mean, and if they're gonna be rude and be like nasty about you saying hello to them, then that's not someone you want to talk to anyway. So who cares? Walk away at that point and be like, all right, I'm better off without this person.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
definitely an
So
ego thing.
that's the mindset. Yeah, well, that's the mindset you need to have because you almost have to come off like you don't care whether or not this person, and then in the back of your head, you can be like, you know what, they must have had a boyfriend. Make yourself feel better about it. You can always, fall back to that. But I mean, like I said, just say hello and then catch that vibe. Now, here's the other thing. You said she was with somebody.
Yeah.
All right. So if she's with somebody, I guess sometimes that can make it tough, but then you could also try to use it to your advantage. I've been out where, I was interested in a certain girl, but she was with her friend the whole night. And it's hard to talk to someone when they're with someone. I get that. So then it's obviously a little bit easier to talk to someone you're not interested in. So boom, I started a conversation with the friend. And of course, the other girl that I was interested just naturally joined the conversation. And then I'm involved with obviously I'm not flirting with the girl I'm not really not interested in, but at least now I have the other girl in a conversation with me and I can start making my move that way.
But what if the girl that you originally wanted to talk to, she's from afar looking at you talking to her friend. Now what if she's like, oh, okay, like he's talking to her now. You're gonna leave them alone.
Well,
Don't want to go third wheel.
I'm not gonna just talk to the girl like far away from the other girl that I'm actually interested in. I'm gonna wait till they're together. So that way it's almost like I'm talking to both of them at the same time. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Or
yeah.
Or you just like got to man up at some point. You just go right up to the girl and say hello, like I'm saying.
Oh, I know.
All right. The other thing is too, you have the whole conversation about the dog. I mean, it's kind of hard for me if it's an ugly little rat dog. I'm not gonna want to say, oh, you got a cute little dog, but sometimes you gotta do a little bit of a white lie to start the conversation.
Yeah, start over with, your dog's so cute. When really, I mean, it was all right. Most dogs.
I could punt this thing about 50 yards. You know what I mean? But yeah, you got to do what you got to do to get the conversation started.
I know, yeah, and I mean, looking back on it, there's definitely a few things I could have, should have done differently, but in the moment, but I think it was good because I was actually thinking actively. All right, it's I'm by myself. What do I do? How do I do it? Because usually, I say probably in the past, if I saw a girl attractive, I'm like, I just think to myself, damn, she's good looking, and then kind of just mind my own business. But now it's also much easier when you're by yourself, I think, than when you're with someone and you're gonna be like, all right, yo, go talk to her, and you're like, dude, come on, like, no, like I'm gonna, it's because it's like you don't want to.
Then you got that fear of people looking down on you like, oh, he just got rejected.
Exactly.
But again, who cares if they're your real friends? They're not gonna care.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a buddy, right? And the reason I got where I got this high from was, at the bar I was out with my buddy, and any girl that walked by, she just said, "Hey." Simple little innocent, hey, and then it would turn into like, hi. He would just say hi, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like these, some of the girls were. Now he's not a bad looking guy. No, not gonna say anything like that, but some of these girls are like, actually turning around and saying hello back and like starting a conversation with him. Some of them kept walking, and he just didn't care. And that was like, once I saw that, I'm like, wow, this kid's got to figure it out, like, because he didn't care what the girls that kept going. He had no. I mean, granted, he was pretty drunk, so I'm not gonna not say that he was pretty drunk. But some of these girls are like turning around, these good-looking dudes. So they stopped and they started a conversation with him just from simple, hey.
Yeah, and I know definitely something like that. And I asked this one girl out back in school. This is like one of the first times and one of the only times I've ever gone up to a random girl. I was like working, doing something. I kind of did the whole, in your head, you kind of do the 3, 2, 1, and then you just do it. It kind of just gives you that like instant, momentary, like, all right, I'm out of time, gotta do it. I think it's from Where the Millers also does that. There's a scene where the kid punches somebody in the face that he's teaching them. It's like kind of like a 3, 2, 1. It kind of just takes away that instant fear of doing something because you have like a deadline. But
what happens when you 3, 2, 1 and then shit your pants?
I mean, hey, at least the timer worked for something. But yeah, no, it's definitely not ideal. But hopefully it's
well, let's face the real fact here. Like, what's the thing holding you back? And it's just that fear of rejection.
Yeah,
that ego thing, like you said, like you don't want to be rejected. That's what's holding you back. So when you in order to get past that step, it's just got to come down to the fact that you just don't care what happens. And I always look at it as, if they're going to be rude and nasty, they're not the person I want to talk to anyway. Number one. Number two, if they're going to say no, and maybe they have their own reasons, like you don't know someone else's life. They could be in a relationship. Like I said before, you can always fall back on that. Oh, they must have a boyfriend. That's why they're not interested. And there's no fear there. Like, because if someone has a boyfriend, then, that's something you can control. And honestly, respect to them for not, taking on a conversation with you, because that's how it should be. You
Yeah.
know, so
I hate those
I think
people instantly. Sorry, that like even if you like say something in public, they drop something, or you're like, oh, excuse me, and they're like, oh, I have a boyfriend. It's like, okay, do you not want your debit card back that you just dropped on the floor? Like, I'm not
right, right,
I'm not
right,
trying
right.
to hit on you right now.
I know.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen before, where it's like, someone dropped a $20 bill, or like you said, a debit card, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, I'm just gonna pocket this then. That's what you get for being nasty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that that first initial thing is just getting past that fear of rejection, that failure.
Yeah. No,
But I think next steps for you, I mean, I want to know, like, if I'm hoping you see this girl again at some point. I mean, if you're gonna go hiking in your cool LA, city,
Oh, jeez.
um, once again, you're gonna probably run into her. So number one, just go up to her, and we want to hear what happened.
Yeah.
If she was nice, if she said hello back, if you could catch a vibe of whether or not she was willing to talk to you, or if you went with a different route of like talking to the friend or talking about the dog, and just kind of, we want to learn from your situation. And I think at this point, um, you know, really it's 2020. Everybody just needs to shoot the shot.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I don't want to shit my pants. So hopefully it doesn't go that way. But no, I
All
definitely.
right, there it is. That's what we're gonna end on. 2020, shoot your shot, don't shit your pants.
All right. Recess is over, guys. Email us, write us in. If you guys have any other stories or topics you want us to talk about.
Yeah, you guys know the deal. We'll see you next time.